our cylinder heads.
So we finally got to meet the owner, Matt, and he's giving us another tour.
Thanks for coming.
I'm working on this one right now.
So some of the things, so the controller, it reads like 1,000 lines past before it's machining. It reads, it's reading the tool path. So what this does, what's really nice, like when it gets around the guide area, and it's got to make these
S's and all that.
Yeah, it knows, it automatically slows the tool path down, so it knows what, to make it perfect, how fast it can go, and automatically slows those. So you can watch the feed rate now when it goes around, it slows down, it speeds up, it slows down, it speeds up, then it goes. Things like that, and then it's just, the difference is when you buy a $200,000 machine for you buy $600,000. It's a big difference.
It's like your cylinder.
And you don't know until you buy one.
I just go buy cheap cylinders, right?
Well, what happened was, you know what, in beginning of 2007, I bought a pedal. And a really good friend of mine, who's about 15 years older than me, he ran Greg Anderson's machine shop, and I knew him before he went to work there. He ran all that. Greg's just around the corner. And he goes,
This is what the ports look like before.
Sunday. Hey, we're going to DMG on Monday.
That's how big they get.
I already over my head now. I can't get another one. He goes, you can't afford to go. And he's kind of talking to me like a father figure, like, yeah. He goes, you can't afford to go. He goes, we'll be there at 5:30, we're leaving at 4. I go, yes, sir, okay. Well, then I left there, and that's how you ended up purchasing it. Because
Wow.
we started machining on it, I couldn't get rid of the pedal fast enough. I couldn't get rid of the pedal fast enough. I took a $65,000 hit to get it out of the shop because there's no way in machines like these. And what's funny is we had a set come in from 2007 to service, and I looked at them and I go,
They must have been on the old machine.
no, I just go, those don't look too nice. I didn't know it was our program. I didn't know it was us. And here I thought what we're trying to do is, because we have like really good people, like Scott, who's not here today, but he was in charge of Gymnastics Machine Shop. He's in charge of it. He works here. We got another guy that worked for Yates. He works here. We got another guy that worked for Pinsky's for years. He's Dave. He's like 65.
Yeah.
We have him do all the assembly and everything. It's tedious to no end. It's perfect.
So he's going to show us how they start with this.
Hey, look at that.
So these start off at 126 pieces, and then each one of those halves is 8.5 pounds. So that's how much waste is in
Wow.
it.
Talk about material, huh?
That's all those
It's a lot of
shavings
waste.
over there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it'll fill those buckets. It'll fill those up probably. I know it's exaggeration, probably 5 times it fills those barrels up.
Wow.
They recycle any of that stuff? Obviously,
You do. You
but-
don't get much more.
No, but I mean, you think they can't obviously recycle it back into that.
No, but they do.
They
I
use
mean,
it for
you
other
take it to the recycler, and they.
Yeah.
They do
No, I
use
mean,
it.
they don't.
I don't know if they do or not. I'm not sure. I don't know.
They put it back into a big solid block
I
or
don't know.
something.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they do that.
Wow.
But that's where that starts. So then we have the small block. That's a small block one we do.
Cool.
That was the first one we did of the billet manifolds.
Nice.
You can kind of get an idea when the stuff comes in. Well, this one's had some seat bores put in and stuff like that. But you know, no guide bores. We do all of that stuff here. Seat bores, guide bores.
Watch his
spark plugs.
videos. Watch all the he puts out a video every week. You can check. You
Yep.
can watch all the stuff these guys do. It's awesome.
So we got some other plans here, I think. So these are all in process. Like here's a set. These are like your heads. Okay, so when they come in, they're just blobs.
There's nothing done.
There's nothing done to them. We're getting them now
Wow.
without spark plugs too, because we would rather police that too.
Right.
So then we can.
Cool.
So those are all sold. All that stuff
Wow.
is sold.
Cool.
So that's going to be comp eliminator stuff, 400 cubic inch. Basically kind of an Australian pro stock engine. Is what it'll end up being.
Cool.
And the Billet Chevys in process. We have those in process.
Wow.
Chevy,
So we
Ford,
have-
Mopar.
So
You do Mopar ones too? Not really.
there's no market.
So, because of copyrights, they had music playing in the background. I'm going to have to give you guys a little explanation of what he's talking about. So this room is where they do all the porting and they do all the matching of the intake manifolds to the blocks before they send them out. They make sure everything fits. They do all their own in-house porting, match porting, different intake manifolds. They use CDI intakes, billet intakes they make on their own. Let's see, so here he's showing us this is a big block, and he's going to explain about different things that they do when they get the heads. They basically show you, this is an LS, and basically it's a CID casting LS, CID intake manifold. They make sure they're ported. Very nice set of cylinder heads, very cost effective for the horsepower. He said they bolt on between 70 and 90 horsepower bolt on. What they do is they move the exhaust port around, they plug the holes for the headers, they relocate the holes so they match up to the port. So they do a lot of custom stuff to them, okay, that other people won't even bother doing, which is nice. They move the port over a little bit, make sure it's all lined up with the runner. So again, really nice pieces. These guys do a lot of great stuff. Again, if you watch their videos, just go to MBE. Jimmy Biggs Production, he's the one that does the videos for them. He does updates every week. So behind him, he's going to show you a Billet Ford cylinder head. Okay, he's talking about porting, that they make sure that they do all the porting. And they'll do multiple ports to see which one works better. They got a lot of R&D into everything they do. Okay, these guys deal with big names of all different truck pulling, tractor pulling, NASCAR, oval sprint cars, drag racing, road racing, the whole bit. So any kind of power. This is a small block Ford billet head. Those are actually 5 years old, he told me. So intake to match. It's getting updated. Those are full billet, their own version. I believe he said those are for a naturally aspirated deal they're doing for somebody. And at this point, I had told him, I'll tell you now, when I called up, I kept hearing billet, small block Ford, billet, small block Ford, but I kept seeing the CID head, that they do the Lightning version, and they make them look like billet heads. So when I called him, I thought we were talking about these heads. Well, these heads are crazy, like double the money. And he said to me, he said, for what you want to do, you want to use the CID head. It'll make the same amount of power, basically, for what I want, for a lot less money. So he's very honest, very upfront with stuff. He's not going to steer you wrong. So if you guys are looking for something, I mean, just talk to the guy. Very well versed in all he does. Really friendly. Knows what he's talking about, for sure. Got a lot of great people helping him. So he's got a lot of background, a lot of experience. And then he's just going through different manifolds and stuff that he's got here. He's showing us the difference between a cast, that's a cast Brodux intake, and how heavy it is compared to the billet ones that they make, which is the same setup. It's unbelievable the amount of weight difference. So he's going to show you. And then I think my son comes over and tries to pick it up, and Johnny tries it. And I'm like, listen, check this thing out. See how much that weighs compared to big. It's probably double the weight. I couldn't believe how much more it weighed. But once they do all that lightning and to the billet, and it's stronger, and probably works better because you're making them the way you want them. So. Beautiful pieces. So those come in two pieces, two halves that he was showing you before of those blocks. And then there's just the machine fit is so perfect. They just put a little silicone in between. Because I said, is there an O-ring or something in between there? And he said, nope. They just put a little bit of silicone in it and
You guys are in here. Means all.
match them up. Probably don't even need that. Nice stuff.
I got a bunch of ones on there.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Nice seeing you, man. Thank you for everything you've done. Yep. I'll bring some sun back, I hope.
So the person who invented this invented these also just 30 years later. So this thing definitely was. But now we just use it as a drill press.
He was showing us this thing, man. On the,
Good. Did you show you the form cutters? The difference?
yeah.
Here, I'll show you.
Those are what?
No.
That's the seats that does the valves.
Yeah. So all this will do the valve
Does all
job.
this.
Just this valve job.
Oh, that put out. Okay.
So that's what cuts that. Wow.
There it is. So what the machine does. Okay, so this is a single point cutter, something used like in a lathe or something like that. Okay?
Right.
So we write the contour. Don't look at the pink line. That's a material
Okay.
line for programming. But if you look at this, so it does all the angles and the lengths of the angles. And what happens is it finds its zero with the probe. We decide where the zero is at, and then it automatically centers itself. And this moves in and out, and this goes up and down, and it does the whole contour.
Wow.
So this stuff was originally done, from we understand, it was really done for Ferrari. That's what it was originally done for. He invented that for Ferrari.
Cool.
For their F1 program. So, and it is way better than everything else. It's way better. Once you use that, you don't rebel.
You don't. That's
You
why
don't go
that's
back
sitting
to
over
that
there.
now.
You don't use that no more.
And that's a good machine. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong
oh,
with
yeah.
that machine, but when you get this, you go, oh,
Yeah.
this is a big difference. Plus the concentricity is better, and there's no deflection in the tooling because it's a single point. So you can see the different colors. We have different tooling for different seat materials.
Wow.
Wow.
Some for copper, some for steel, some for the brass material. You know, that cheaper material.
Right.
Instead of that,
Copper.
it goes in the guide.
So this, so
That's
this
the
goes
old
in the
deal.
guide, and this is a form cutter. I don't know if you can see the angles. It's got all the angles on it. So
Wow.
what happens is when this goes in there, there's deflection.
Right.
Right.
And the reason why we figured it out is because we had a set of NHR Coast Cock heads in here before we had gotten this. And I used one 5 years earlier before I started the business. I used one of these, and I knew how good it was. And Bob had used one too, and I'm like, so what? We're up in Baldwin. I go, we got to get one. They're so much better. The head was down. It was down, 26 or 28 CFM, and I had it for like 7 days. I couldn't find it. It was driving me crazy. I've been back on that machine trying to find it. Everything measures perfect. I said, here, I go, Bob, just valve down these first. Let's just see. We got nothing to lose.
Right.
All this material's coming off.
Oh,
There you go.
there it goes.
Went and put it on the bench. I got all 26 back.
Huh.
I got all of it back. Not just like half of it. I got all of it back. So right then it was like the first set of heads here, because it makes it, as the valve gets bigger, there's more deflection. Your percentage of deflection is the same, but
Because
it's
it can't
larger.
stay in
So,
the center of the.
well, it just starts pushing.
Yeah.
So those angles, let's say if you wanted a 75-degree angle, that angle is now 72 degrees. There's no way to measure it.
Right.
Where this
You could.
is 55 degrees, is the seat, that's the yellow. It's 45 thousandths wide. And then we'll go to the next angle is 68 and a half, 98, and so on.
Right. It's like cutting it on the lathe.
Nice part about this
In
is
the hole.
we know it's going to cut to the thousandths
Wow.
before we start, so we don't have to, there's nothing to worry about. So when your heads come
This
back
you're going by whatever they made that look like. That's it.
yeah, and they usually makes those pretty correct, but it's the nature of the beast where this shows all the inefficiencies of that. We didn't know there was inefficiencies with
Right,
that.
right.
Until that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Until that.
So look at that.
It's really neat. We got some videos on it. It shows that this moving in and out and this going up,
Wow.
and it goes back down and cuts. It's pretty amazing what it does.
It looks like a big sewing machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of
Standing up.
Yeah.
It is. But that's just
Wow.
nice. So instead of you taking it to your local place to get your valve job done, if
Wow.
you send them back here, we pull your sheet up.
Listen,
it's
ain't
got
nobody
all
gonna
that
touch
stuff
them
in there.
ever except for you.
They'll stay
Yeah,
nice-
the only
they
hands
should
are gonna
stay
be
nice forever.
me and him putting them on, me and him taking them off,
And that's
and
it.
back to you.
But they should stay nice forever.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
I'm-
you
I'm
should
just saying,
never
if they
have to
ever
put
gotta get
seats in it, you
anything
shouldn't have to
done.
do any of that.
Right.
'Cause
Not that we
just
plan
hit the
on it,
button, we
but-
go down a half a thou and see if it cleans up. You know, we're not.
You're not
Wow.
running a whole new.
But plus, we have people that have been doing it forever too. We don't know.
So these are for race cars, so they will last forever.
Pretty much.
Yeah, those heads should last forever. They come back here, and it's amazing. You know, it's hard to hurt them. Like if you burn one
Okay.
up, we can fix it.
Okay, hard to
Yeah,
hurt.
it's hard to hurt them.
That's like
It's
the
amazing
block.
what
The guy told me the same thing. I said, any issues with these blocks? He goes, unless you put it under a bandsaw and cut it in half. He goes, you're not gonna do nothing to this block. I said, okay, that's all.
Yeah,
I
we
need."
have an engine builder that's used a bunch of them, and they're really good. We could tell we had to deal with them. We had to get some locations from them because we had to build some valley trays and stuff for them using that block. I don't know. Usually when they're really good, they're easy to deal with. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh, you just need that information for that. Okay, we'll send it to you. They're really nice. Like help us
Yeah.
help.
Yeah, exactly.
Both of
Help each
us.
other, exactly.
Help both of us.
That's cool.
That doesn't always seem like.
So where's
This is a used set of like what you guys got right here. That's a used set
that looks like
right there.
Wow.
We'll pull one out for you. I know you don't like it.
These are like it also.
Yeah. So we can.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah. So we'll pull one of yours out of the box. Probably want to do that, don't you?
Yeah, we'll
Get
look
the
at
staple removed.
Alright. Pull ours out and see what they look like.
He worked with three of us just to try and help him, and the best part is he listened to all three of us, and the other two guys were really smart too.
Yeah.
So all three of us were able to help, and we agreed with each other, and that was really nice.
That's cool.
It's really cool. It was really nice. I think we've built relationships out of it.
Oh, you're making him cut them all open?
We're gonna look at them. We want to see them.
Okay. They were
Came all the way here.
They were gonna ship them?
No, they were gonna.
Oh.
But even though I,
Well, we're coming
I
down
still
here
have
anyway. Yeah.
Your phone, you wanna get that again?
They'll get it. I don't know why they're not getting it. Oh, they were.
There they go. We need a red bow.
This is my birthday present. This is my Christmas
So
present.
save these boxes.
Merry
so you can-
Christmas.
so you can
I
ship
was
them
actually
back.
gonna tell you, even though I was picking them up, I want the boxes.
Yeah, for sure. We want you to have the boxes. 'Cause this
Yeah,
one, you ship them back
buddy,
to me, they'll
look
be in
at
good
that.
shape.
They
Now it
look,
looks
they
a
look
billet
like
head.
billet.
Yeah, it looks like a
Look
billet
at
head.
that.
That's
You
beautiful.
can pull it out.
Yeah. Take it out there.
Oh, what a cute baby.
Yeah.
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 That's my third son right here.
Yeah, a lot different when they're light. They look a lot different when they're light.
Wow.
They look a lot better.
Look at that, Johnny.
So all the hoops
Look
in
how
them and everything.
big that is compared to the one we have on the motor now, on the little
They're
motor.
like babies.
I know.
Those are really pretty when they're finished. I like those too. They look really good.
The hats on them, everything.
But it takes
Everything.
everybody, you know. It took the gentleman that designed the casting and everything to listen to all of us
That's
that do it all
crazy.
the time. You know, just you can't do it alone. It's impossible. You got to build those relationships with those people, and we do. It's very important that we do. Something down in there.
Cool. everything's gonna look like one big shiny piece on that engine.
Pull it back out.
Let's try to pop it back in.
Maybe put those. Here, put those two down.
We'll get that pack back up.
I think these will slide in here this way.
That's as big as you, Johnny.
That's your brother.
Oh, that's your college education right there.
College education. I asked if you were going or not. Yeah, you know what? I think they were like that.
Yeah, hey, look, one of them was yours, one of them was mine.
Okay, that's cool. And then this must be, this all the rockers?
Mhm.
I would take it, yeah.
Johnny, help.
Hold on here. Alright.